Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing? Thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. Let's just give everybody a couple moments to trickle in here. Let me turn the volume off of this. So let's see who we got today. Terry79 is here. Yankee Stacking. Yeah, stream or premiere, dude. I originally had a premiere scheduled. I accidentally hit the public button, and the video just went public. So Ozzy Alchemist is here, exploring with the Nug. What's going on, buddy? Guido Stacking in the house. We've got Silver Streak. How are you, Silver Streak? Good to have you. You, me, and Benny is here. How are you? Good to see you. I have a serious echo. That should fix it, he says. Echo, my brother. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Let's see if I could fix this problem. Oh, you're saying, okay. All right, I got you, Nug. I thought you were saying that I had an echo here. I was like, oh, maybe the sound is rattling around in my helmet a bit more than normal. All right, I got you, Nug. Oh, okay, gotcha. Silver Streak, how you doing, buddy? Commander 66, what's going on? Valley, Pop in the house. Glad to have you. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, it's been a while, Commander 66. I saw that you actually commented recently on one of my videos, and I'm just looking at this here. Hangouts on Air is going away August 1st for quick streaming. Try youtube.com/webcam. I'm just going to write that down just because I want to make sure I'm ready for August 1st. Whatever the date is of August 1st, the day of the week, that is. YouTube. What the heck does that say? .com/webcam. Okay. So anyway, today I accidentally posted 2 videos. So it is what it is. I posted the Garbage Pail Kids Series 2, and then I accidentally, I was going to post the Stranger Things review for tomorrow, but it turns out I have plans tomorrow evening. I'm not going to be able to stream tomorrow night, which is why I'm doing the special stream tonight. Let's see, Spider-Man fan Peter Parker is here. Urban Lifestyle, what's going on, buddy? You hit 500, Valley. Nice job. Turkey Sandwich, what's going on, pal? Your shirt is still on the way, Turkey Sandwich. I told you, bear with me. It's going to take a while. Sometimes delivery for Teespring can take a little bit, but I did order it. Turn off the sound on your PC. There's a feedback on mine. Hold on. Oh wait, is it my phone? Maybe that. Here, Urban. How about now? Mute my screen. It was muted. What the heck is happening here? Let me go back. It says it's muted. It's annoying. Mute my screen. The screen's muted. It's fine now, says Yumi and Benny. Good to go. It was the phone. All right, cool. I'm surprised you guys were picking that up. I had it on very low volume. So Nug, it wasn't you. It was me, actually. Urban, thanks for the heads up, my friend. Appreciate it. And Nug, you as well. Move that light over a little bit. Yeah, I was filming today. That's why the green screen's over there. I didn't move it back and forth for the sake of the stream tonight. Seduced by Silver. Hey, it's been a while. How are you? Urban, okay. Well, it's off now. Thank you, though, bud, for the heads up for sure. Epic Video Games gameplay. Epic Videos gameplay. How you doing? South Carolina Relic Hunters is here. I posted my card. Oh, cool. I'll have to check it out, South Carolina. And Valley Pop, to go back to your question, cool. They're sending me a sticker. That's awesome. I appreciate it. I was wondering if it was Thursday and I had my days mixed up. That Stranger Things video was awesome. Quality is great with that green screen. Thanks so much, Exploring with Nug. Winning image photography. I was saying that tomorrow night I actually have plans. I'm unable to stream tomorrow evening, which is why I am just going to stream tonight. I like to at least stream twice a week. Usually pretty good at keeping the Tuesday, Thursdays, but I needed to make some adjustments. So, you know, if the people show up tonight, fantastic. If not, is what it is. We had a good stream last night. Hopefully tonight will be equally as good. Seduced Silver, I was here a couple times recently, but you didn't see me. Oh, I'm sorry, Seduced. And you're a moderator, too. Like I said to everybody in here, it's hard for me to see them wearing this helmet. And Alan Blood. Hey, what's going on, Alan Blood? How are you? Good to see you. And we also have Silver Streak is here. Just scrolling up. Exploring with Doug. I'm glad you like the green screen. That's going to be basically in pretty much the rest of my videos. Maybe once in a while, I'll stream in front of that brick wall, but I mean, there's really no point. You know what I mean? Now that I've got, you know, a little bit more quality in production value. Alan Blood, cool, man. Thank you. Grog the Devourer. What's going on, Grog? Grog the Devourer, your name, I always feel like it should be some sort of Stranger Things type of like villain or a comic book villain or something like that. Let's see. Pop. Got Instagram second. Yes, I do. Winning Image Photography. Thank you so much for telling them. Yeah, I do have Instagram. It's at Stacking Trooper. At Stacking Trooper. Epic Videos Gameplay. Thank you so much, dude. That would be awesome. I know, South Carolina, I have to. You know, I got the lights in here now. I changed around my office a bit. I got the green screen there. Definitely changing things up. Lee the Nerd, what's going on, buddy? Hey, thanks, Grog. That's awesome. I appreciate you too, buddy. Valley Pop, I'm also on Twitter, but Twitter's kind of lame, for lack of better words. I really don't like Twitter so much. I mainly stick to Instagram and YouTube. I don't have a Facebook page. I have a personal one, but I don't have one set up for my alter ego Stacking Stormtrooper, so I don't really bother with it. And plus, I'm not, you know, I've never, even on my personal Facebook page, I've never really been one to go on there a lot and post stuff and follow other people's stuff. And then, you know, I know that you can start like a page for a business or what have you, but I would have to be the administrator, and I don't want people to see my name, so you know how that goes. Investment Future Finances, what's going on, buddy? And we got Guido in here with his animal farts, as always. Yeah, Twitter, South Carolina is kind of lame. I'm doing okay, Investment. Thank you so much. How are you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well as well. So, you know, tonight, as you guys could see, and I kind of threw the thumbnail together rather quickly. I wanted to make it a little bit different. And I want your guys' opinion also. My Stacking Stormtrooper Show thumbnails from the very beginning have, by and large, always been that, you know, red velvet curtain image with like that marquee sign, the picture of me off to the side, like doing this. But I'm debating whether or not to revamp it somehow. And I'm curious if, you know, if you guys think it's a little cheesy, lame image, or if you think it's a good image. I'm not going to be offended one way or the other. As I said last night, briefly on my stream, I'm looking to try to improve my click-through rates. And that's why you can see my thumbnails are starting to change a bit. So I'm just curious as to what your thoughts are on my Stacking Stormtrooper Show live stream thumbnails. Seduced, are there going to be any Stranger Things spoilers? I'm only on season 3, episode 6. So, you know, Seduced, I'm going to do my best not to talk about, how should I put this? I'm going to do my best not to give away what happens. I'm going to basically talk about my overall assessment of the show. And, you know, I don't want to accidentally spill the beans on something and have you hate me forever. but I shall do my very best. But I do plan on talking about Stranger Things 3. And if you saw my video, I did preface it that there are some spoilers in the video of my review. But I will say this, and those of you, oh, Flat Earth is here, and Investment Future Finances, I'm glad you're doing well. FlatEarth.com, good to have you here. Alex Conway, good to see you. You might have to go shirtless in a video with a helmet on. Go full Chippendales. Exploring with Doug, I would lose lots of subscribers if I did that. I would give people nightmares. You, me, and Benny, I'm going to have to agree to disagree with you on that. I don't know, you, me, and Benny, if you happen to see my review on it a little while ago, but I posted a review on the 3rd season. Okay, Grog, the Devourer, finished the 3rd season. You love Stranger Things 3. 11 is vicious as Nug. I've noticed on Silver Stealer, if you do a lot of one thing, it starts to all look the same, says Winning Image Photography. Yeah. But Winning Image Photography, do you think that the thumbnail is doggy do? I'm thinking I need to change it. I haven't yet. Now I don't want to. Well, we can talk about it, though, real quick. I do want to say this, though. And those of you that are in the chat, it seems like a bunch of you are fans of Stranger Things. And if you've seen Stranger Things 1, I'm sure you would agree with me that that was outstanding, right? 10 out of 10. On my nerdy thing, I'm doing the Death Star meter. I give it 5 Death Stars, you know, if I were to rate it. But that we could all probably agree on that was an excellent, excellent show. Then I think season 2, you know, it wasn't as good. There were definitely some kind of flaws or some things that I think that they could have done a little bit differently. Still pretty good. I would give it around an 8.5 or 9 out of 10. But let's see here. I think we need to discuss the finale. I'm not going to really necessarily talk about the finale just yet. It is now that you're here, Terry. Bigfoot Silver Hide and Seeker is here. Bigfoot Silver Hide and Seeker. Look what Off-Grid Power sent me. It's you. You see right underneath the maple leaf there? It's you. The little Bigfoot walking underneath the maple leaf. I like the thumbnail. Come out with a new one, and I'm sure I would like it too. Thank you, Winning Image Photography. Yeah, Guido, you tell her. But I will say that season 3, while it is good, faces come out of the rain when you're strange. That's true. I want to talk about Hopper. Okay, how's this? Seduced by Silver. Before we go anywhere, Seduced by Silver, I would say for you to hop off them. I don't want you to ruin the show. I don't want to ruin the show for you. Exploring with Nug, are you able to come on the live stream? Let me know if you are, because I'll send you the invite. I'd love to just chat with you about it. Oh, you can wait? Okay, dude. I just don't want to accidentally. I'm not going to talk about the end of the show and all that stuff, but yeah, Seduced by Silver. We'll give it a little bit more time, but then I think we will jump into it. Exploring with Nug. Are you able to hop on the stream? Okay, Seduced by Silver, you're hopping off. All right. Thank you for stopping by, Seduced. I'm sure there won't be spoilers on my next stream. Richo's Hunting Treasures here. What's going on, buddy? Silver Stanger. Hey, buddy. How are you? I'm just going to send you the invite, Nug. And if you can come on, that'd be cool. If not, I understand. But I sent you the invitation. Oh, okay, dude. All right. No worries, dude. So now that Seduced by Silver has left the building, guys, I do want to talk about Stranger Things 3. There are going to be some spoilers. So, guys, if you haven't seen Stranger Things 3, or are planning on watching it and you don't want to have any spoilers, then I would suggest you bail, because otherwise I'm going to be talking about it right now, and I'll probably be talking about the finale and what have you. So I'll give you guys another minute or two, and Lee the Nerd, SDCC Funko Stormtrooper. By the way, Lee the Nerd, do you watch, I would imagine you do watch Stranger Things. Yeah, Urban Lifestyle, man. Guys, if you haven't checked out Urban Lifestyle or you're unfamiliar with this channel, dude, the guy not only knows his stuff when it comes to stacking precious metals, but he does some really funny skits. I'm talking very, very funny. The guy's hysterical. He's got a lot of energy, and I always thought he was funny. And he's got that little, what is that thing called, Urban? The little, not an emoji. What is that little guy called? I mean, I've got it on my phone, but I hardly ever use it. But that, whatever, the little caricature of Urban is like a mini character of Urban. He just does some funny stuff, so you guys should definitely check him out. Stormtrooper at camp. We got to talk about it, Yumi and Benny. We got to. Urban, don't sell yourself short, buddy. You didn't get to the 8,500 subs that you've got for just being okay. Yumi and Benny. So here, guys, last chance. If you're cool with some spoilers for Stranger Things 3, then stick around. Now's your chance to bail. A memoji. Okay, cool. If you're, you know, this is your chance, because I'm going to start talking about it. I'm going to talk about it in 10 seconds. I'm going to talk about the finale. Give you another 5 seconds. Okay. So those of you that haven't seen my video earlier about Stranger Things 3, the way I look at the trajectory of the show, I see Stranger Things 1 up here, Stranger Things 2 down here, and Stranger Things 3 like this. I'm glad I watched the season, okay? I'm not necessarily disappointed. I do have some things that I have a problem with. Stacking Nerd says I'm heartless. Sarah, you got it. And also, Stacking Nerd, I responded to your comment. I don't know if you saw what I wrote about the end credits. Yumi and Benny, did you watch the after the end credits of the final episode? Like there's like a few minutes scene. Okay, so Stacking Nerd said you did. Okay. So Yumi and Benny, we watched it in a day. I love the whole feel and look of it. Okay. Yes, the nostalgia was there for the 1980s. Absolutely. Okay. I loved the mall. Okay. The mall setting was cool. It was like a big culture thing in the 80s, like the whole mall scene. You could see some old stores that have since gone out of business, like a Sam Goody you could see in the background. I know, right, Yumi and Betty? I'll get to that. And so, yes, it definitely had that whole throwback to the 80s pop culture vibe, which I absolutely love. And then all of you could probably agree. And in my video, again, after this stream, I would say definitely check out the video review that I did. But there's definitely a nod to the Blob remake of the 1980s. The creature in itself is just a giant ooze that just basically consumes everything around it, and it just becomes this big gelatinous mass that just keeps getting bigger and bigger. ZZ on deck, thank you so much. And that's right, Stacking Nerd. We're going to talk about that in just a minute, because I want some, we got some theories, or I have some theories. Yes, Yumi and Benny, I forgot to put that in my stream. 100% I had thought of that. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, indeed. That was in there. There was also a cheesy 1980s horror movie called Night of the Creeps, where these slugs would go into the mouth of the person, and they became almost like a zombie of sorts. So, yes, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. You got the Blob. You definitely had the Back to the Future. Also, there were elements of The Thing, again, both in the first and second season. You could see, I mean, there was posters of The Thing there, but this definitely monster took on some elements of The Thing. Those of you that haven't seen The Thing from the 1980s, you definitely got to check out The Thing. Ozzy is here. What's going on? All is one now. Good to see you. Then there was, obviously, you had the Russian guy with the brute strength. He was like a poor man's Arnold Schwarzenegger. We could all agree that that was a nod to the Terminator. They gave him that spiked hair. They gave him the fingerless gloves. And then when Hopper got into the fight with him and cracked him in the knee, then he started like kind of walking basically like the Terminator. That is for my favorite movie to date ever, Exploring with Nug. Which one? Which one is your favorite movie to date? The Thing? But let's see. Stranger Love, that movie. Stanger Love, that movie. I don't know what you're saying, Guido Stackham. Michael I, what's going on? MD Scratch Jedi. Dude, what's up, my friend? Even though you're a Jedi, you are welcome in here. Absolutely. Yumi and Benny Smimoff. Is that his name? Smimoff? But definitely you had those elements from the 1980s in there, right? So we had Back to the Future, you had The Thing, The Blob, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Terminator, and I'm probably forgetting like one or two more things as well. The Saint, what's going on? Good to see you. No problem, MD Scratch Jedi. You're always welcome here. Alexi, no, Stacking Nerd. Alexi was the curly-haired scientist who they had with them, and then he ended up taking one to the gut. But we're talking about the big Russian guy who was the poor man's Arnold Schwarzenegger. But Silver Slayer, yeah, Goonies definitely is an element of it because you got the 4 or 5 kids. That's always been an overarching element of this whole thing as well, for sure. Okay, so they kept calling him Smimoff. I forgot about that. All is one now. It doesn't smell. I use sanitizer spray and everything, and I have helmet fans in here. It doesn't smell. Did the Empire give you a promotion? Better office? Ozzy, yeah. Darth Wife gave me permission to change up the office. Let's see. He was totally a younger version of Arnold, says Exploring with the Nug. And he was just like, he was smaller, and but he was like a poor man's thing. Richo's Goonies is by far awesome. In fact, I got to do a movie on Goonies. My next video coming out, guys, is probably going to be a review on Predator. Let's see. Oh, Silver Stinger, total helmet hair. When I take this off, it's terrible. But now I want to talk about the finale, and I'm going to get into. Actually, before we get into there, I want to talk about one other complaint that I have. 2 complaints that I have about 3, actually, now that I think about it. Okay. I think now that we can all agree that when a show's cast is predominantly children, and if those children start aging out, they have to start introducing new cast members. So they introduced Lucas, whatever his name is, I had it written down earlier, Sinclair's little sister to the cast. She was kind of like Dustin's sidekick. She was an annoying character. Who else thinks that in the future Dustin's going to date Lucas's sister? No, I don't think that's going to happen. But Lee the Nerd, I have like 3 or 4 complaints about it. But Lucas's sister is annoying in that show. Very, very annoying. I understand that they were trying to make her sassy and make her stand out and everything like that, but it was just annoying, like the whole dynamic. Then I don't know if you noticed, Hopper's character changed, and the way that he was more of a hothead. He would kind of fly off the handle a bit more. He would kind of go like Nicolas Cage type yelling. Like he would just start yelling a lot more. And then I didn't like Winona Ryder's character in the way that she would like threaten people, call them, be like, "You better not mess with me," or if I'll come down there and I'll show you. I didn't like the way that they made her character. It was just, I don't know. I just didn't like it. I didn't find it funny. I don't find her intimidating. When she was on the phone with the guy who was like the relay station with the United States Armed Forces, and she's yelling at him. Then she was yelling at the guy, like the hermit guy with the beard. I thought it was just, and she did it to Hopper a couple of times. It was just kind of dumb. And I thought that also the show's formula is just very repetitive. He called you annoying, Terry. Don't take that from him. Who's calling Terry annoying? Wicked and Friends, what's going on? Winona is a shoplifter. I hate Nicolas Cage too. I'm just saying the way that Hopper, Yumi and Betty, the way that Hopper was acting was coming across kind of Nicolas Cage-esque, like just the way he would just start yelling, you know? It was just like a little too much, a little too over the top. And I felt that the show's, you know, the show's storyline from start to finish, the season, it's like repetitive of the other two, right? You got this Demigorgon in the first season that's coming out of the Upside Down. They got to defeat the Demigorgon and shut that all down. Second season, portals open. You got the Demidogs running around. They got to shut the portal down, defeat the Demidogs. They do. Third season, same thing. You got the Mind Flayer now. They got to defeat the Mind Flayer, which they did, and then they got to shut the portal, which they do. I just didn't like it. I think they need to be a little bit more clever, and I hope that they kind of do a better job with it in the fourth season. Let's steal the Declaration of Independence. Okay, I believe he says, Nug, what did I miss? Oh, Turtle. Hey, what's going on, Turtle? Thanks, Nug. I totally appreciate that. Nick Cage movie, Mandy, is so bad. Nicolas Cage movies are, by and large, terrible. Now, I want to get to the finale of Stranger Things Season 3. And before I talk about the finale, those of you that are in the chat, I'm curious if press 1 if you even agree with any of the points that I made, whether it be that if you notice Hopper's attitude changed a bit, where he's screaming a lot more. Winona's Ryder character has gone from, you know, being like this nervous Nelly to this like woman who's just like constantly yelling at people. If you thought that Lucas and Claire's little sister was annoying, or if you thought that the show was just formulaic and just followed the pattern of the first two. So just put a 1 in the chat if you agree with any of that stuff. We got Guido, who has no clue. Winona has Sarah Connor complex. Little bit. A 2. Stacking Nerd. Well, of course, Stacking Nerd disagrees with me. Stacking Nerd loves it. Same, Yumi and Benny. Maybe I'm a harsh critic. Stacking Nerd loved Lost. Loved Lost. And Lost, I got bored of Lost real quick. Silver Fun Green Thumb. I don't have Netflix, Stormy. I wasn't paying attention to you. I know you're not, Terry. You typically don't pay attention to me. That's fine. But now let's talk about the end. All right, Yumi and Benny and the Stacking Nerd and Exploring with Nug and everybody else who's finished Stranger Things Season 3. Yeah, if you say anything about Lost, Buckethead. I will say that Stranger Things Season 3 was better than the finale of Lost. All right. So Yumi and Benny said she was crying. Stacking Nerd said, I have no heart, being that I didn't cry. I don't think he's dead. At the very end, you got Hopper standing on that edge, right? You got Hopper standing on that edge of that platform. He looks at Winona, kind of smiles at her. She turns the keys, and apparently he's vaporized. But if you notice, they've shown a couple times her point of view looking at that edge, that platform, and he's nowhere to be seen. And if you remember in the beginning of the season, when those Russian scientists in those hazmat suits were vaporized or blown up, there were chunks of them everywhere, right? They weren't completely incinerated, vaporized, and gone, like as if they didn't exist. There were bits and pieces. Because remember, the other Russians, and after the experiment went wrong and that whole drill thing malfunctioned, they walked in there and they were stepping over the chunks. So I was upset about the bald guy. Don't tell me what to do, Nightbot. I cried. I didn't know what to do with myself. Billy, Nightbot, stop bothering Stanger. Even if he comes back, he's going to be all messed up. Do you think he jumped into the upside down? So, Yumi and Benny, I don't know. Because that portal wasn't open, right? And that laser beam was going dead in the center. Like, he couldn't go over there. So I'm wondering, they're going to have to do something. They're going to have to come up with some sort of explanation of how he got out of there alive in the matter of seconds. But I don't think he's dead. And especially after you watch the credits. After you watch the credits of that final episode, and then you got the Russians walking by, and they're like, no, not the American. That has got to be Hopper. That has got to be Hopper in there. Because what other American would they be talking about? He was in between the laser beams, says Stacking Nerd. Yumi and Benny High says, Wicked. They are saying the floor open meant something to 11. Wait, they are saying they leave the door open means something to 11. But I feel like it's a stretch. But someone said they think that the doctor could be the American. Oh, are you talking about Paul Reiser? Or, Matthew Modine, maybe? That Matthew Modine might still be alive? Because there's been talks about Matthew Modine in the first season where you see the Demigorgon tackle him. Everybody assumes he's dead. But he may still be alive. That's a good point, though, Yumi and Benny. I didn't think about that. I think Billy redeemed himself. Copper in there. The first doctor. Yes. So Yumi and Benny saying yes. So, yeah, Matthew Modine, the very first doctor scientist, Pop, whatever is what he was to 11. Yeah, he might be in there. I think that, because I don't know if any of you watch Walking Dead. Walking Dead did something similar where they made the audience think that they killed off a major character. Everybody was broken up about it. Time passed, and then they see that the character was still alive, and it was kind of lame that they did that. I'm hoping that they do have Hopper dead. I liked Hopper's character, and I like the actor. Was it David Harbour or something like that? But I hope that he did meet his end, because I find it like, one of those things where like, oh, come on, like that type of feeling when like, oh, he's alive. He somehow went through some sort of trap door and he managed to survive. I agree that he isn't dead, but his character would be really different. Things won't go back to the way they are, says Stacking Nerd. Richo's Hunting Treasure watches Walking Dead. So, Richo, you know what I'm talking about when they did that to Glenn, where they made you think that Glenn died, but then Glenn is underneath the dumpster. I thought that was so terrible. Stormy, like his actor's dead. That's right. I want them to meet their demise. In fact, I think in season 2, what the Duffer Brothers should have done, everybody loved Dustin. Everybody loves the character Dustin. But when Dustin was raising that demi-dog, and then they're running through the tunnels at the very end, and that dog, his demi-dog, which was called D'Artagnan, or Dart for short, came up to him, and Dustin was like, to the rest of the kids, go, it's okay, I've got this. And he's talking to Dart, and Dart leaves him alone. I don't think that should have happened. I think that demi-dog should have just pounced on Dustin and ended that character right then and there. Walking Dead has gone downhill so bad. Agree, Stacking Nerd. Okay, we agree on one thing. Thank you so much, Terry. I appreciate you. Hopper has been getting hints on his IG. Has he, Yumi and Benny? I don't follow celebrities on Instagram, but what has he been saying? He's been giving out a number to call via his profile picture. Oh, interesting. I mean, I know that the 4th season's already been announced. You should watch the Red Wedding Game of Thrones. Winning Image Photography. I've watched all Game of Thrones. I don't know if that's directed towards me or somebody else. But I'm hoping that Hopper, I like him. but I hope he's gone. Just because of the way they ended it. Okay, cool, Yumi and Benny. So, you know, it'd be interesting to see what they do. And then also, those of you that did watch that season finale, at the very end, you see that the Russians have the Demi-Gorgon in a cage, and they're feeding it prisoners. It looks like they've got a Demi-Gorgon. Let me ask those of you that are in the chat, how many of you think that the Upside Down is like a Russian manufactured thing, like some sort of scientific experiment that the Russians made? They made this portal or this other dimension, or do you think the Russians discovered this other dimension that's always been in existence, and they are trying to get those creatures as weapons and use that? That's what my thought was that the Russians were going to be trying to open up that portal in America and let the creatures out to overtake America. That is my guess. All right, let me jot that number down because I'm curious. 618-625-8313. 8313. Okay. Okay, cool. No, the Russians were the enemy in the 80s, so it would make sense to have them as the bad guys. Agreed. I'm just curious, though, Stacking Nerd, do you think that they are the ones that created the Upside Down, or do you think the Russians discovered the Upside Down and are trying to get the creatures to be like weapons for them? Blended Whiskey, what's going on, buddy? Ozzy Alchemist, rumors, Game of Thrones not finished, Children of the Forest, and What's West of Westeros, Dragons. Yeah, and Ozzy, also, I think that Game of Thrones, I mean, it's not even rumors. They were saying that there's going to be like 3 or 4 separate shows, spin-offs, if you will. Flat Earth, do you watch any of these shows by any chance? So Stacking Nerd thinks they're weapons. Okay, so that they've discovered the Upside Down. The other thing, too, is Stacking Nerd and Yumi and Benny and others in here that enjoy Stranger Things. They didn't answer anything again about the Upside Down. And apparently the Duffer Brothers have like a 28-page document that somehow goes over what the Upside Down is, how it came to be. But they're not talking about it. They're not disclosing anything about it. I want to know what the heck the Upside Down is. When they're going to reveal to us what's the deal with the Upside Down. Blended Whiskey, what show have you not seen yet? In 1 second, guys. Gotta get a sip of water. Never seen that show. I saw season 4 will be the end. Yumi and Benny, I hope so. They need to end a show when it is decent and not play it out like they did with Lost, like they're doing with The Walking Dead, like they did with The Sopranos. Sopranos started to get a little bit wonky at the end there. I think that Breaking Bad, the creators did a good job of ending Breaking Bad when they did. But I'm hoping that season 4 will be the end. Let's see. Stranger Things. Oh, Blended Whiskey. Well, spoiler alert, my friend. Talking about it. Okay, so I think it's another dimension created by carelessness. I think you're probably right. I like that theory. I think that probably the Russians probably somehow did it by accident, and either they're trying to clean up their mess and or they're going to see like, oh, these creatures can be used for weapons. Breaking Bad was awesome, Yumi and Benny, and I think that they ended that show right when they should have. They did a good job with ending it. It was starting to get a little over the top with like the paramilitary skinhead group and what have you, and the heavy machine guns and everything like that. But it was a great show. Let's see. Dave's not here, man. What's going on, Dave? David Carlisle in the house. You mean Benny, we just called the number. It didn't work anymore. Oh, crud. All right. Well, I'll scratch that off. Yumi and Benny, what did the recording say? I think the Americans did it. Watch it be tied to the atom bombs or space landing. I don't know. Interesting. But if the Americans did it, do you think well, I guess, yeah, the Americans know about it, obviously, from the whole first season. But the Russians know about it, too. So then they must have, like, spies and stuff like that. And interesting. Spider-Man says, what is your most favorite Spider-Man poster? Well, I've got two. Probably my signed one that I showed you yesterday. But I did like this one comic book that I had where the comic book covers were different variants, like different colors. It was like Spider-Man 1 by Todd McFarlane. I loved that image. Loved it. Hi. You have reached the residence of Murray Bauman. Mom, if this is you, please hang up and call me between the hours 5 and 6 p.m. as previously discussed, okay? If this is Joyce, thank you. Interesting. Espionage, Stacking Nerd says. That's what it did say. Interesting. Who's Murray Bauman? Do you remember? Who is Murray Bauman? I don't remember. But also, tell me in the chat if you agree with me, the Stranger Things season 2, if you agree that the whole part where 11 found those other kids that were also part of that whole science experiment, she met that girl and they had like special powers, if you thought that that was cheesy. There's like that warehouse they were staying in with the bright neon graffiti and what have you. I thought that that was a bit corny as well. What bald guy? Why am I not remembering the bald guy, Yumi and Benny? Spider-Man, you're talking about that one back there. Hey, Graham, what's going on, buddy? Maury was the bald guy, conspiracy guy. Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, the bald guy was annoying. And I'm wondering too, did you, Yumi and Benny, they said call between 5 and 6. Did you actually try to call between that 5 and 6? That would have been cool. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Nerd and Yumi and Benny. Okay. Oh, interesting too. Stacking Nerd. You might be right. Okay, so tell me then in the chat. Press 1 if you think Hopper is dead. 2 if he's alive. 1 if he's dead. 2 if he's alive. One if he's dead. 2 if he's alive. I think Hopper is... I think he's dead. I hope he's dead. Big T, we got a Weedy. Oh, man. You think he's trapped in the Upside Down? But how would he have gotten in there? That's what I want to know. How would he have gotten in there, Stacking Nerd? Because that laser beam, first of all, that portal wasn't fully open, and that laser beam was blasting it. So how would he have gotten in there without getting incinerated? That's what I want to know. And I won't feel so bad, though, that if this is its last season, because there's plenty of other shows that I need to catch up on. Okay, no problem, Yumi and Benny. I'll be on next week. On the other side of the laser beam. But what I'm saying, Stacking Nerd, is if this is over here, the wall, right? And let's say the portal is right over here, okay? The only way into the Upside Down is through the hole right there. And you got the laser beam firing at that, right into the center of it. Are you saying that he kind of went underneath? You know what I'm saying? Like, how would he have gotten in there with that laser beam blasting it straight in the middle there? Yep, he was on the other side of the laser beam. Okay. He had to have been very nimble. And he wouldn't have a lot of time in there. He'll probably communicate with L. Let's see. But yeah, you know, those are my thoughts, guys, on Stranger Things 3. I liked the season. Wasn't as good as I thought it could be. But overall, it was still decent enough. Graham Stacker. You're leaving, Graham? Who's got to go? Oh, Yumi and Benny already left. I don't know. Rocket Appliances, Buckethead. Ask the NASA Doctor Science Robots for clarification. It'll be interesting to see what the enemy of season 4 will be. I'm wondering if really the only creature is going to be that one Demigorgon that's over in Russia right now. But I'm wondering if it's going to be more of not so much of like the science fiction and more of like the United States going at it with Russia, and not so much that supernatural type stuff going on. That's my guess anyway. And we're almost already at an hour. Bruce Springsteen in the that would be funny, or Rocky Balboa, or somebody from Red Dawn, Charlie Sheen when he was in Red Dawn, thrown in there. But tonight's stream is going to be a brief one. Usually I do 2.5 hours. I'm only planning on going for an hour, so we got another like 10 minutes or so. Do any of you, if that Demigorgon is alive in Russia, it means there's another rift open somewhere. Big T, totally agree. Yeah, in Russia, absolutely, because you saw too when they cranked open that lever and it came out and it had that mist and everything. I'm wondering if that portal is right there. Yeah, Stacking Nerd, it's bedtime for me too. I'm going to give it about 2 more minutes, guys. It's going to be brief. And I know that Coast to Coast is currently streaming. I sent you a follow on Instagram. Thank you so much, Spider-Man. I appreciate you. Guys, make sure you hit the like button before you head off the stream. And you know what? I appreciate all of you for stopping by. Again, tonight was just going to be a brief stream. Unfortunately, I can't stream tomorrow night. But I just wanted to get my second stream in because I know a lot of you do expect to see me 2 times a week. So, guys, thank you so much for coming in tonight. Big T, I agree with you. It does show the Demigorgon is adapting human form. You see it kind of standing up, and they were saying too that it might be part human in some ways. But everybody, thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate all of you. You have a great night. Long live the Empire.